The world was still before dawn, that tender hour when silence holds its breath between what was and what is about to be born. In that quiet, something ancient stirred. A remembrance, faint as a whisper, rising like the first light over sleeping fields. The soul, long shrouded in forgetfulness, began to awaken. You feel it, the golden pulse beneath your ribs, the soft hum of divine inheritance waiting to be recalled. For within you lies a seed radiant, eternal, indestructible. It is the divine blueprint of abundance planted by the Creator before time began. This seed does not age, does not weaken, and cannot be stolen. It is the spark of infinite supply, the memory of heaven itself, encoded in the very fibers of your being. But for many lifetimes, you have wandered through the outer fields, seeking your treasure in the dust. You were told that wealth was something to be earned, that worthiness was to be proved, that blessings must be bought with labor and pain. And so the golden seed lay buried, not lost, but sleeping beneath layers of fear, duty, and disbelief. Yet now the dawn calls. And as the light spreads across the horizon of your soul, the soil trembles. The seed begins to stir. Imagine this moment beneath the surface of your heart. The hard shell of doubt cracks open. From within, a tender sprout of remembrance pushes upward toward light. Each thought of faith, each word of truth becomes sunlight and rain. You feel the warmth of divine approval upon you. It says, you are heir to the kingdom. You were never outside the gate. All the striving, all the endless proving, it was a dream of exile. The truth is simpler, gentler, nearer than breath. You already are what you seek. Let your inner eye behold it, a vast golden garden where everything you have ever desired grows effortlessly. The flowers of joy, the fruit of prosperity, the rivers of peace, all flowing from one infinite source within you. You do not need to run after abundance. You need only to wake up to it. As Florence Scovel Shinn wrote, man's word is his wand filled with magic and power. But before the word can command, the heart must remember. And so this is your first awakening that abundance is not outside of you. It is not in the bank, nor in the marketplace, nor in another's hand. It is in the consciousness of your oneness with God. The moment you know this, the outer world rearranges itself to mirror your revelation. Close your eyes. Feel the living presence moving within you, the same power that hung the stars and painted the skies. It flows through you now as radiant supply, perfect health, divine opportunity. There is no separation between you and the source of all creation. You are the extension of infinite mind, a word made flesh, a promise fulfilled. Say softly within the light of divine abundance, now floods my consciousness. I remember who I am, the heir of boundless supply. Pause. Let those words sink deep into the fertile soil of your subconscious. Each word is a golden root descending, anchoring you in the garden of truth. For when man speaks the word from this place of remembrance, heaven moves. The invisible becomes visible. Doors open without effort. Needs dissolve before they arise. This is the mystery the world has forgotten, that the kingdom of wealth is an inner country, and every traveler weary from searching finds it the moment they turn inward and remember I and the Father are one. So breathe. Feel the dawn spreading through your spirit. Let gratitude rise like incense from your heart. You are not trying to become abundant. You are awakening to the fact that you already are. The golden seed within you is alive and eternal, waiting only for your recognition to bloom into form. You are standing now at the threshold of remembrance. and the voice of your soul quiet certain ancient whispers through the corridors of time. Child of the infinite, awake. You are the heir of divine substance. You are the word made rich. Pause here and comment, I remember who I am. This is your first declaration of remembrance, the first stirring of the golden seed. There was once a king whose kingdom was without end. His word alone shaped the order of his realm when he spoke. Rivers bent their course, harvests ripened overnight, and peace settled like soft rain upon the land. The people did not labor to make his decrees come true. They simply heard and obeyed, for the king's word was law. But over time, the king grew weary. He disguised himself as a common man and walked among his people to understand their lives. Days turned into years, and he forgot the sound of his own command. He began to live as they did, toiling, worrying, hoping, and though the power of the word still lived within him, he no longer used it consciously. The kingdom fell into confusion, and the people suffered not knowing that the one who could restore harmony walked among them silent and uncertain of his own divinity. You are that king. You are that queen. And this world you see around you, every condition, every circumstance, is the echo of your own decrees, spoken and unspoken. For the law of the word is eternal. It is the law that governs all manifestation. It does not slumber, it does not forget. Every word you speak, every thought you affirm, every whisper of belief becomes seed, taking root in the garden of your reality. By thy words, thou shalt be justified, and by thy words, thou shalt be condemned. These are not poetic lines, but spiritual mechanics. The unseen realm hears your speech as instruction, not metaphor, not wish, but command. When you say, I am struggling, the law obediently arranges events to mirror struggle. When you say, I am blessed, the law releases blessings to confirm your decree. Florence, Scovel, Shinn called this the game of life. Yet it is not a game of chance, but of word and law of divine correspondence. You are not a victim of circumstances. You are the architect of vibration. Consider a field in springtime. The farmer does not question whether the soil will obey his planting. He knows that whatever seed he sows, the earth will magnify. So it is with the word. The soil of the subconscious mind is perfectly impartial. It multiplies what you plant. Whether you speak faith or fear wealth, or one it says only, as you decree, so shall it be. Once you may have spoken carelessly, unaware of this holy process. Words like I never have enough, or money slips through my fingers, were seeds cast without consciousness. And the soil, loyal, obedient, bore fruit after their kind. Yet now, the light of remembrance dawns again. You begin to understand that each word you speak carries creative force, that every sentence is a brushstroke painting the picture of your reality. Pause for a moment. Reflect on the words you have spoken today to yourself, about life. Were they decrees of power or confessions of limitation? Did you command your kingdom with wisdom, or did you abdicate your throne to fear? For you are both king and kingdom speaker, and scribe, decree, and fulfillment. The law of the word stands waiting ready to serve the consciousness that commands it in faith. When Florence Scovel Shinn wrote, "Your word is your wand," she was not speaking metaphorically. She meant precisely that your word, charged with belief, is the instrument by which form obeys thought. When you say, I am provided for in miraculous ways, you send forth divine currents into the invisible, summoning the corresponding form into your experience. Therefore, Speak no idle word. Speak only that which you desire to see made flesh. The tongue of man is the pen of a ready writer, and the world his manuscript. Remember again the king who forgot himself. The moment he remembered his sovereignty, his words carried power once more. He lifted his hand and said, "Let there be peace in my kingdom," and the storm ceased. He said, "Let my people prosper," and abundance flowed through the land like gold through sunlit rivers. He had never lost his authority, only his awareness of it, and so it is with you. The word you speak from consciousness is not mere sound, it is vibration-like command. When joined with faith, it becomes divine law in motion. Let this truth settle into your spirit. Every word I speak is creative. Every word I speak shapes my reality. My word is law unto my world. Henceforth, let your lips utter only that which you wish to live. Let your sentences become bridges to abundance. Let your declarations become songs of wealth fulfilled. For the forgotten law has returned to your awareness, and you, the once silent ruler, have remembered your throne. Affirm now aloud, my word is power. My word creates. My word is law, and it brings forth divine abundance in perfect ways. And as you speak, so shall it be. If this truth stirs your spirit, subscribe or follow for daily decrees of abundance, that your tongue may grow skilled in speaking life, prosperity, and power into being. For countless ages, man has bowed beneath the yoke of toil, believing that by the sweat of his brow, he must earn his bread, his peace, his joy. Yet this belief, so noble in appearance, is but a mirage upon the desert of human striving. It is not divine law that decreed struggle. It is man's forgetfulness of his inheritance that built altars to labor and named them virtue. In truth, wealth is not earned, it is aligned. Prosperity does not come to those who fight for it. It comes to those who remember they already stand within its flow. The river of divine supply has never ceased its current. Only man, turning his boat against the stream of grace, has exhausted himself by rowing upstream toward what could have been his effortless inheritance. Imagine two travelers upon the same river. The first rows with trembling hands, sweat upon his brow, eyes fixed on the horizon. He fears the current will carry him astray if he ceases his effort even for a moment. His muscles ache, and his mind murmurs that he must earn his passage. The second traveler, however, rests his oars. He leans back and listens to the song of the water. He understands that the river knows its destination far better than he does. He whispers, "I trust the current of divine supply to carry me to right success." And instantly, the boat glides with ease. The same river that resisted the first traveler now bears him forward in peace. This is the difference between effort and alignment. The one who struggles believes he is alone. The one who trusts knows that infinite intelligence is working through him, not against him. Florence Scovel. Shinn wrote, "Infinite Spirit opens the way for my immediate supply. Let every plan be dissolved and divine order established." The moment you speak such words, you step into the stream of divine order where things unfold by right timing and right direction, without strain, without chase, without anxiety. "Consider the lilies," said the master teacher. "They toil not, neither do they spin, and yet Solomon in all his glory was not arrayed like one of these. The lily does not demand the sun to shine, nor the rain to fall. It simply rests in its divine position, knowing that life supports its unfolding. And so must you. For when you struggle, you declare to the universe, 'I must make it happen.' But when you align, you declare, it is already happening through me. The first cry comes from fear, the belief that God has withheld your good. The second arises from faith, the knowledge that God and good are one and the same, and that you are never apart from either. Listen deeply. Your worth is not measured by exhaustion. Your value is not proven by sacrifice. The universe does not reward strain. It responds to vibration. When your word, your thought, your emotion vibrate in harmony with divine abundance, wealth cannot help but appear as naturally as dawn follows night. You may have seen those who labor without rest, yet never prosper, and others serene and certain, whose prosperity flows without visible effort. The difference is not in the work, but in the consciousness behind it. The weary worker says, "I must struggle to survive." His words become law to his world, and so struggle obeys him faithfully. The awakened soul says, "I am aligned with divine wealth." And the law, hearing his word, brings forth opportunity, guidance, and ease. Do not confuse alignment with idleness. The aligned soul still acts, but his action is inspired, joyful, effortless, the way a flower opens when the morning sun kisses its petals. Work, when born of divine direction, is not burden but bliss. When you walk in alignment, you no longer chase money. Money comes to meet you. You no longer beg opportunity. Opportunity recognizes your vibration and bows before it. You cease to toil for what is already yours by divine right. Breathe now. Release the tension in your shoulders, the anxiety that whispers you must hustle harder. Let those old beliefs dissolve into light. Whisper within, "I no longer struggle, I align." Let it echo softly in your heart. Feel the river of divine abundance carrying you. Each stroke of resistance fades. Each anxious thought unravels. You float in perfect trust, supported by the invisible current of divine order. The truth has always been simple. You are not here to earn life. You are here to express it. You are not here to prove your worth. You are here to reveal it. The world of struggle is the dream. The world of ease is awakening. So let this be your decree today. I no longer struggle, I align. I move with the current of divine supply. What is mine by divine right now flows to me, freely, joyfully, effortlessly. Pause. Feel it as truth. For when you cease to row against the stream, you discover that the river was always carrying you home. Speak this aloud and affirm it in the comments or your journal. I no longer struggle, I align. Let the current of divine ease now carry you into the next revelation. Everything in life begins and ends with identity. The world you walk through is not separate from you. It is the mirror of your self-concept, the silent reflection of who you believe yourself to be. You do not get what you want. You get what you are. The invisible law of correspondence ensures it. Every condition in your outer life is but the echo of your inner image, a shadow cast by the shape of your self-identity. Change the image, and the shadow must obey. Imagine walking into a vast hall lined with mirrors. Each mirror reflects a version of you, some radiant, some weary, some clothed in splendor, others wrapped in rags. The mirrors are endless, stretching beyond sight, and each responds not to your words, but to your beliefs. You stand before one mirror, labeled lack. In it, you see the self who believes they must struggle to receive. Their eyes are dim with doubt, their shoulders heavy with effort. Every reflection around them affirms their conviction that life is hard, money, scarce blessings, distant. Now you step before another mirror, abundance. Here your reflection glows with ease. Gold light surrounds you. Your stance is upright, confident, serene. This self knows that the universe is lavish, that supply is infinite, and that all good flows toward the one who recognizes their divinity. Between these two mirrors lies your choice and your destiny. The mirrors do not judge, they merely reflect. The law of identity is the first law of manifestation. It whispers, as within, so without. When you declare, "I am poor," you command reality to arrange itself accordingly. When you declare, "I am prosperous," you summon the substance of wealth from the unseen realm. Your outer world cannot outshine the image you hold of yourself. Florence Scovel Shinn wrote, "Man can only receive what he sees himself receiving. The limitation is never in supply, only in perception." You are the projector, not the screen. Life cannot show you what you refuse to imagine yourself as. Let us consider the story of Daniel, not the prophet of lions, but a man of our own day. Daniel grew up believing that wealth belonged to others. His family praised hard work, humility, and making do. Though he longed for freedom, he carried a hidden shame around money, the belief that to desire more was greedy, that to receive abundance was somehow unspiritual. He worked diligently, but his life was a revolving door of effort and lack. Bills arrived like clockwork. Opportunities slipped away. No matter how much he tried, the world seemed to confirm his unworthiness. One night in despair, Daniel stumbled upon a single line from Florence Scovel Shinn. "Nothing stands between man and his highest ideals but doubt and fear." He read it again and again until something cracked open inside him. He realized that it was not the world that denied him, it was the identity he carried within. He had been affirming lack with every breath, not through words alone, but through his sense of self. His entire consciousness whispered, "I am not enough." And so he decided to speak a new word. He stood before the mirror and said aloud, "I am the millionaire identity now. I am worthy, capable, and ready." At first it felt absurd, a costume that didn't fit, but he continued. Each morning he affirmed, "I am a divine expression of abundance. Money loves to serve me, and I use it with wisdom and joy." Within weeks, Daniel began to notice subtle changes. Unexpected opportunities emerged. People treated him differently, not because they changed, but because his vibration did. He began to walk taller, to speak with calm assurance. He stopped chasing and began magnetizing. Soon, the outer world bowed to the new decree. A partnership opened that multiplied his income. New streams of creativity flowed. His reflection had changed, and so had his reality. The mirror had no choice but to obey. Beloved, your world cannot exceed the boundaries of your identity. If you call yourself struggling, the universe must support that script. If you identify as blessed, the same law will rush to prove it true. There is no partiality in divine law. It simply reflects what you are conscious of being. You are the image bearer of the infinite. The moment you identify with lack, you forget your lineage. But the instant you remember, "I am the heir of divine substance," the universe remembers too and responds in kind. Do you see how simple it is? Identity is the root. Manifestation is the fruit. To transform your finances, you must first transform your self-concept. Not by forcing or pretending, but by speaking the word until the truth saturates your consciousness. When Florence Scovel Shinn declared, "You can never receive what you are not ready to receive," she meant readiness of identity, the inner permission to be blessed. Pause now. close your eyes. Picture yourself in that mirror room once more. You walk past reflections of limitation and fear and come to one bathed in golden light. In it, you see your true self, radiant, confident, clothed in peace and plenty. You step closer. The reflection steps closer too. You smile, and it smiles back. Then, as softly as breath, you hear a voice within. This is who you have always been. Speak it, and the world will follow. You open your mouth and say, I am the millionaire identity now. The sound ripples through the mirrors like wind through water. The old reflections fade. Only the golden one remains. You are no longer the beggar asking for blessings. You are the giver, the vessel, the embodiment of divine wealth itself. Henceforth, let this be your word. I no longer identify with lack. I am abundance in form. My consciousness is prosperity made visible. And so the law responds as you believe yourself to be, so shall it be unto you. Your outer world will reorganize not through struggle, but through alignment with this new identity. Opportunities will rise like dawn, resources will appear as though summoned by thought, and peace will reign where worry once ruled. For identity is the word before all words. It is the silent decree from which every spoken decree takes its power. Now, beloved, step before your mirror and speak boldly. I am the millionaire identity now, not tomorrow, not someday. Now, for the law of manifestation is eternally present. The reflection shifts as you do, and the world, your faithful mirror, begins to gleam with new light. Comment or affirm aloud, I am the millionaire identity now. Let the mirrors of your world reflect your remembrance. Before one can fully awaken to the millionaire self, one must gently meet and release the shadow that has lived in its place. For every divine identity has a false counterpart, a mask woven of fear and memory. This mask is the poverty persona, the small, frightened self that learned to survive by believing it was separate from supply. The poverty persona was not born with you. It was taught, inherited, rehearsed. Its voice is familiar, yet it is not your true voice. It whispers in moments of uncertainty. There is never enough. You must be careful. Money doesn't come easily. Who are you to ask for more? It was formed in the early corridors of your life when you watched the adults around you speak of bills, fear, and lack as though they were law. You saw the sigh before the paycheck, the tension in the room when prices rose, the silent worship of scarcity. The poverty persona was born not of greed, but of love, a desire to belong, to agree, to survive. Perhaps your parents said, we can't afford that, and in your young mind, those words became commandments etched in stone. Or maybe you were taught that rich people were selfish, that money was dangerous, that humility meant going without. Each belief became a strand in the garment of limitation you still wear unconsciously. But hear this truth now. The poverty persona is not who you are. It is only a story, a shadow cast by misunderstanding. Florence Scovel. Shinn wrote, man can change his conditions by changing his words. Yet to speak new words effectively, you must first recognize the old ones whispering beneath. Awareness dissolves illusion. Imagine standing in a dimly lit room. In one corner crouches a small figure, your poverty persona. Their shoulders are hunched, their hands clutching coins, as though life depends on it. Their eyes are filled with worry, guilt, and exhaustion. Now do not despise this figure. Approach it with compassion, for it is the child of your past, shaped by fear. Kneel beside it and say, you are safe now. You no longer need to guard or grasp. The source that created the stars provides for me perfectly. The figure looks up, and a faint light enters its eyes. You take its trembling hands in yours and whisper, "Thank you for protecting me all these years, but I am ready to live differently." As you speak, a soft radiance fills the room. The coins slip from its grasp and turn into golden dust. The figure straightens, breathes, and transforms, becoming luminous, calm, and whole. The poverty persona dissolves into light, returning to the heart as wisdom. This inner scene is no fantasy. It is a reflection of the transformation now happening in your consciousness. Every belief once rooted in fear is now being replaced by faith. Every inherited limitation is being rewritten by the truth of divine abundance. When Florence Scovel Shinn said no man is a success in business unless he loves his work, she was pointing to this same law. The poverty persona operates through fear. It toils, it struggles, it hides. But the millionaire self operates through love. It creates, expresses, and expands. Pause and reflect. What phrases did you hear as a child about money? What judgments about wealth still echo in your mind? What silent vows have you kept that now deserve release? Write them down. Name them. Bring them into light. For example, money doesn't grow on trees. People like us have to work twice as hard. It's selfish to want more. I'm just not good with money. Now speak aloud. I release this belief. It is not the voice of truth. I am the heir of divine supply. And so it is. The universe does not hold your past against you. It merely responds to your present word. The instant you declare freedom, heaven rearranges itself to honor that word. No longer will you identify as the one who barely gets by. That identity has served its purpose. It has brought you to this moment of awakening where you can say with authority, I no longer carry the consciousness of lack. I am free. I am abundance, remembering itself. Let that truth settle deep into your being. You are not the descendant of struggle. You are the offspring of infinite wealth. The poverty persona was a shadow on the path, but you are the sun that dissolves it. Now look again within your mind's eye. The room that was once dim is now filled with light. Where the trembling figure once crouched stands your true self, radiant, poised, clothed in golden calm. You smile, and the self smiles back. The old identity has fallen away like worn garments at dawn. You stand unclothed in truth, wrapped only in divine remembrance. You whisper to the light, I am no longer afraid to prosper. And the light replies, then prosper you shall. Take a quiet moment tonight. In your journal, write down one inherited belief about money that you are ready to release. Then beneath it, write your new decree of truth. For example, old belief. Money is hard to keep. New decree, money flows to me freely and joyfully, and I am a wise steward of infinite supply. In the space between the two sentences, your old world ends and your new one begins. There comes a sacred moment on the spiritual path when the student no longer seeks to become wealthy, but to remember the wealth they already are. It is the dawn after a long night of striving, the still golden hour, when the soul begins to recognize its divine reflection. This is the awakening of the millionaire self. The millionaire self is not a fantasy, nor a future version of you. It is the eternal you, the divine pattern of abundance encoded in your being since before you drew your first breath. It has waited patiently behind the veil of doubt, ready to step forward the instant you call its name. Close your eyes now and breathe deeply. Let each inhale draw you closer to that radiant center, within the place where divine mind and human form meet. In the stillness, you sense a gentle hum, a golden vibration. It is the pulse of infinite wealth, the living rhythm of the Creator's prosperity flowing through your veins. Now imagine yourself standing before a great mirror. The frame is carved with symbols of plenty vines, heavy with fruit rivers, flowing into oceans, suns rising without end. At first, the reflection shows your familiar self, the one who has struggled, doubted, and sought. Yet as you breathe, the light within you begins to rise, and the image begins to shimmer. A new reflection emerges, luminous, confident, at peace. This is the millionaire self, your true divine identity made visible. Their posture is regal, their eyes alive with knowing. They wear not arrogance, but certainty, the quiet majesty of one who understands that prosperity is their natural state. Now step forward. The air feels electric alive. You place your hand upon the mirror and it ripples like water. Slowly, you step through. The world on the other side is brighter. The air itself seems golden. You can feel energy rich, soft, eternal, swirling around you like silk. You realize that this realm has no concept of lack, for it is woven entirely of divine supply. Every atom here sings the same refrain, I am abundance. I am enough. The millionaire self steps toward you and smiles. Welcome home, they say. You have never been poor, only asleep. You have never been separate, only dreaming. They take your hand and place it upon your heart. Instantly, you feel warmth, vast, radiant, infinite. Here, they whisper, is the true bank of the universe. Every treasure begins within this vault. Speak, and the supply unfolds. Declare, and heaven rearranges itself to serve your decree. You stand taller, now feeling strength course through your being. Every cell in your body remembers its divine design. You are no longer the one who hopes, you are the one who is. Say softly within, I am divine abundance, expressing through human form. I am the millionaire identity in action. I am prosperity made visible. Each I am ripples outward, echoing through the golden realm. The trees shimmer, the air vibrates, the entire field responds, for the universe recognizes the authority of the awakened word. The millionaire self speaks again. You once believed you had to seek wealth, but wealth has always been seeking you. It waited for your recognition, your permission to flow. The moment you stopped running and turned inward, it found you. You are the portal through which divine abundance expresses itself. You look around and realize this realm is not a separate world, but a higher dimension of the one you already inhabit. The difference lies only in perception. The more you see through the eyes of the millionaire self, the more your outer world will match this golden vision. Now visualize yourself walking through your life as this self, stepping into your day, your work, your relationships. Feel the change in your energy. You move with quiet confidence, speaking fewer words, but each one charged with power. You no longer ask, can I afford this? You ask, is this aligned with my divine abundance? You notice how money flows toward you easily, as if magnetized. Opportunities arise naturally, without strain. People are drawn to your calm assurance. You bless others with generosity, knowing that to give is simply to let the current circulate. The millionaire self smiles within you, whispering, you are not rich because you possess. You are rich because you express. You are the living circulation of the infinite. You do not store abundance. You radiate it. Feel that radiance now. Let it expand beyond your body, into your home, your work, your community, your world. Each pulse of your heart sends waves of prosperity outward. You are the sun of your financial universe, and everything in your orbit begins to thrive in your light. There is no need to try to be this self. You are this self. The more you rest in the knowing, the stronger the vibration becomes. You will begin to speak differently, gently, affirmatively, as one who knows their word shapes reality. You will walk differently, not in arrogance, but in divine ease. This is not wishful thinking, it is remembrance. The millionaire self is not a future to chase, it is a frequency to inhabit. It lives in the eternal present where all good already exists. Pause now in stillness. Feel the crown of light above your head, the warmth in your heart, the solidness beneath your feet. Whisper once more, I am, I am, I am. Each repetition awakens another layer of remembrance. Each breath draws you deeper into truth. And when you open your eyes, know this, you have not left the golden realm, you have brought it with you. Wherever you go, the millionaire self goes. Wherever you speak, divine supply listens. For you are no longer a seeker. You are the source through which heaven pours its infinite wealth into form. There is no call to action here, only silence, gratitude, and knowing. Be still now. Let the vibrations settle. You are the word made prosperous. There comes a moment in every soul's journey when the waiting ends, when hesitation yields to holy certainty, and the word that has been whispered, pondered, and prepared is finally spoken with power. That moment is now. The heavens do not open through struggle. They open through decree. All of creation listens not to your wishes, but to your word of command. Florence Scovel Shinn called it the moment of spiritual recognition, when the individual finally declares from the throne of divine authority, it is done. You have walked through the valley of forgetfulness. You have met the shadow of the poverty persona, touched the mirror of identity, and stepped into the golden light of your divine inheritance. Now the journey brings you to this precipice, the sacred place of decree. For every miracle begins not with effort, but with a single word. Imagine standing before a vast sea. The waters are still waiting. Around you, all of heaven seems to lean in, poised upon the breath between silence and creation. The currents themselves ask, what is your command? And you remember your word is law. Your word is life. You raise your hand and speak. I am a millionaire now. The sound rolls through the air like thunder, yet it is gentle, golden alive. The sea stirs. Invisible currents move. Molecules of possibility begin to rearrange themselves, magnetized by your decree. For the law of the word does not question. It does not delay. It obeys. Every time you affirm I am, you summon divine intelligence to embody that truth. The entire universe, hearing the command of its beloved child, bends to fulfill it. You have spoken the creative fiat, the same vibration by which worlds were formed. Let there be. Let there be wealth in perfect balance. Let there be peace in prosperity. Let there be radiant joy in the circulation of abundance. And the law responds, it is so. Once there was a woman named Mariah who lived under a constant cloud of almost. She almost got the promotion, almost saved enough, almost felt free. She prayed for abundance, but her words were timid, uncertain, tangled with doubt. One day, reading Florence Scovel Shinn, she came across the phrase, a man's word is his wand filled with magic and power. The sentence lit within her like lightning. She suddenly saw that she had been asking when she should have been commanding. That night, she stood before her small mirror and said through trembling lips, "I am a millionaire now. I live in the consciousness of wealth, and everything I need is drawn to me in divine order." Something in her shifted. A quiet authority replaced her fear. Within days, her employer, unprompted, offered her a new role, managing a creative project that had long been her dream. Within months, she paid off her debts. Within a year, she had tripled her income. But more than that, she felt free. She often said later, "It all began the night I spoke the word, as if it were already true." That is the mystery heaven responds not to hope, but to recognition. When you know and speak from knowing, the unseen moves at once. The words, "I am," are sacred frequencies, the name of God declared through you. When you say, "I am a millionaire now," you are not describing an event to come. You are identifying with the presence that already is. Florence taught every great work, every perfect gift comes by the power of the word. When you decree, "I am you," align with the Creator's own vibration, and the law, impersonal, perfect, unfailing, must match that vibration in visible form. Consider the sun. It does not strive to shine, it simply is, and because it is light, fills the heavens. So it is with you. The moment you affirm your true nature, radiance begins to express outward. Your "I am" statements are spiritual commands to the universe. Each one carries the blueprint of manifestation, the seed of form. The more you speak from conviction, the faster that form condenses into reality. There are three elements to the decree: faith, presentness, and gratitude. Faith is the root, the unshakable, knowing that what you speak is already true in the unseen. Presentness is the trunk you do not say "I will be," for that keeps your desire forever distant. You say "I am," and thus anchor the future into the eternal now. Gratitude is the bloom, the fragrance of fulfillment that attracts multiplication. When you decree, speak from the center of calm certainty. Feel your words reverberate through your body, through your atmosphere, through every layer of your life. Let the decree be not mere sound, but vibration. You can whisper it or thunder it. The power lies not in volume, but in alignment. After you decree, do not seek signs. Signs will come, but your faith does not depend on them. When you plant a seed, you do not dig it up each morning to check its growth. You water it with confidence, knowing the law of the soil is faithful. So it is with the decree. You may notice subtle shifts, people offering assistance, opportunities, appearing, synchronicities unfolding. Each is a reflection of your new vibration. But the true transformation occurs first within, in consciousness, in certainty, in identity. Hold fast to the decree. Do not counteract it with words of doubt. If fear arises, speak again. "I am divine abundance in action. I am a millionaire now by divine right and perfect ease." Let no other vibration overshadow it. For the decree, once spoken in faith, moves through invisible channels, touching hearts, rearranging circumstances, orchestrating supply, until the outer form matches the inner word. After the decree, there is a sacred silence. Do not rush to fill it. Let it be the Sabbath of the soul. For in that silence, your word descends from mind into matter, from vibration into visibility. The decree has gone forth. The law is in motion. Now is the time for peace, for expectancy, without anxiety. You are the vessel. The universe is the artist. Your only work is to remain in the vibration of done. Breathe and feel the truth settle in your bones. You are the millionaire identity now, not someday, but now. Your word has been spoken. Your kingdom has been decreed. Say aloud with steady heart and open mind, I am a millionaire now. The abundance of the universe flows through me in perfect order. All that I require comes swiftly, easily, harmoniously. I live in divine prosperity, and my word is law. Pause. Repeat slowly. I am a millionaire now. Let it echo in your heart like a bell ringing through eternity. See golden light expanding around you, weaving through every corner of your life, your home, your finances, your relationships, your health. All are touched by this decree. Your world listens to you now because you have remembered who speaks. It is done. As Florence Scovel Shinn taught, it is done unto you as you believe. So stand now not as a petitioner, but as a creator. You have spoken the word. You have declared your reality. You have remembered your power. Say it once more, this time as the living truth of your being. I am a millionaire. Now it is done. Feel the calm finality of that phrase. Not striving, not waiting, simply done. All heaven rejoices when a soul remembers its authority. The angels themselves move in obedience to such certainty. The universe sighs in relief, for it can finally fulfill its promise. Your decree is complete. The word has become flesh. Stand, breathe, and speak aloud. I am a millionaire. Now it is done. Then in silence, let the decree sink deep into the roots of your consciousness. From this moment forward, act, speak, and live as though it were already true, for in the unseen, it already is. You cannot erase a thought. You can only replace it. The mind, like a fertile garden, does not understand erase. It understands plant. Whatever seed you press into its soil, it grows. If you sow weeds of worry, doubt, or self-blame, they spring up as your outer life, tangled, dense, uninviting. But the moment you choose to plant new seeds, the garden begins to transform. The law of substitution is divine mercy in action. It means that every time a limiting idea rises, I can't afford, that money is hard, I'm not enough, you have the power to gently uproot it and replant something new. You cannot stop thoughts from appearing, but you can decide which ones take root. Imagine standing in your garden at dawn. The air is soft, the ground cool beneath your feet. You kneel to pull up an old weed, the thought, I never have enough. You hold it by its roots, see the clinging soil, and whisper, thank you for showing me what needs release. Then you drop it into the compost of your past. In its place, you press a new seed into the ground. I always have more than enough. Each new affirmation is a living seed. It carries the full pattern of what it will become. I am prosperous is not just a sentence, it is a seed encoded with wealth. The soil of the subconscious does not question whether the seed is true. It only receives, warms, and grows what is planted. Many people fail in manifestation because they try to dig up the garden of their mind without planting anything new. They say, I won't think about lack anymore. But nature abhors a vacuum. The moment you try to erase a thought, another rushes in to take its place. Without deliberate substitution, the weeds return stronger than before. You must therefore decide every time a fear thought comes, I replace it immediately. Every what if it doesn't work becomes everything is unfolding perfectly. Every I can't afford that becomes money always finds me. Every it's too late becomes divine timing is now. This is mental discipline, not through force, but through grace. The gardener does not scream at the weeds. She simply replaces them with flowers. When you practice substitution daily, the inner landscape begins to shift. Your words grow lighter. Your emotions become richer soil. You start noticing abundance where you used to see lack the extra minute of sunlight, the unexpected compliment, the forgotten $20 bill in a coat pocket. These are signs that your new thoughts have begun to bloom. Let your substitution be gentle but consistent. At first, it may feel artificial to say I am wealthy when your bank account says otherwise, but understand the account only reflects the last season's planting. Today's declarations are the seeds for tomorrow's harvest. When you find yourself thinking an old, heavy thought, do not condemn yourself. Smile and say, another weed, and replace it with truth. This is the quiet work that rewires destiny. You are not battling your mind. You are retraining it. You are teaching it to prefer flowers over thorns. Every thought you entertain either supports or sabotages your wealth identity. The law of substitution ensures that you always have a choice. In this law, freedom is found, the freedom to redesign your life through the art of replacement. Now take a deep breath. Think of one belief about money that has kept you small. Perhaps it is money leaves as fast as it comes, or I'm not lucky. Feel the energy of that belief rise. Acknowledge it. Then speak softly, I release this belief, and replace it with truth. Replace it now. What is the new truth you choose? Money circulates freely and returns multiplied. I am favored and supplied. I am divinely supported in every exchange. Each replacement becomes a key. Each new truth unlocks another gate in your garden. By practicing this law, you become the deliberate gardener of your consciousness. And the more you plant, the richer the soil becomes. Your outer world is the visible garden of your inner speech. The moment you master substitution, you master creation. Your assignment: write 3 new affirmations that replace your most persistent limiting thoughts. Write them clearly, lovingly, as if each were a precious seed. For example, I replace I never have enough with I am surrounded by overflowing abundance. I replace money is hard to earn with money flows to me with ease and joy. I replace I'm not worthy of wealth with I am divinely chosen to live in prosperity. Repeat them daily. Speak them with feeling. Let your garden grow, because the moment you replace the old with the true, your entire reality begins to blossom. Everything that lives has rhythm. The ocean moves in rhythm, the planets turn in rhythm, your own heart beats in rhythm. The entire universe breathes in a divine tempo, expansion and contraction, giving and receiving, speaking and silence. When you speak your words of power and rhythm, you tune yourself to that universal beat. You become one with the music of creation. Every affirmation carries vibration, but when spoken with rhythm, it becomes alive, a song the universe recognizes. I am wealth. I am supply. I am abundance. Spoken once, it is a thought. Spoken daily, it becomes a rhythm. Spoken until it feels natural, it becomes law. The rhythm of the word is what transforms repetition into revelation. You are not mindlessly repeating. You are pulsing energy into the unseen field. Each declaration sends a vibration outward, steady, predictable, magnetic. The first musicians on earth were not playing instruments. They were speaking rhythmically. They knew that to chant a word, to pulse it with breath and intention, was to command the elements. You are doing the same when you speak your affirmations daily with rhythm and feeling. Listen now to your own heartbeat. That steady pulse is your first drum. It is your internal metronome of creation. When you say I am, let your words align with that rhythm. Feel the phrase vibrate through your chest. I am. The sound rises, then settles. I am. The rhythm deepens, becomes familiar. Each beat writes a new line into your energetic script. Repetition is not dullness, it is devotion. The seed does not sprout after one watering. The musician does not master the instrument after one note. You must play your word until the universe begins to dance with it. Every time you declare your wealth affirmations, imagine the beat of creation pulsing behind them. I am wealthy now. Beat. Money flows easily to me. Beat. My voice carries prosperity. Beat. Feel it not as performance, but as partnership, you and the divine rhythm breathing together. When you first begin, your affirmations might sound like borrowed music phrases learned from teachers or books. But as you repeat them, the tone changes. They begin to carry your signature frequency. Your cells listen. Your atmosphere responds. Your reality rearranges to match the rhythm you maintain. The law of rhythm says that energy obeys consistency. Inconsistency scatters, but rhythm concentrates. A single declaration repeated faithfully builds an invisible current, like a river carving through stone. Eventually, even the hardest walls of resistance yield. That is why daily speech is sacred. Your tongue is the drumstick of creation. Every word you strike sends ripples through your life. When you say, I am abundance, the vibration echoes beyond your conscious mind, into the field, into matter, into form. Do not worry if you don't feel powerful at first. Rhythm creates momentum. The longer you keep the beat, the stronger it becomes. Many give up because they mistake stillness for absence. But even in silence, your word continues to vibrate. Once spoken, it cannot die. It only multiplies. Some days your rhythm will be soft whispered between sips of morning tea. Other days, it will thunder through your being like a drum circle of angels. Both are holy. The key is not volume, but consistency. Keep the beat. Let your morning begin with rhythm. Before you look at your phone, before you step into the day, speak your words of wealth 3 times in alignment with your breath. Inhale, I receive abundance. Exhale, I give thanks for abundance. Inhale, I am abundance. This is how the word becomes flesh. Not through mere saying, but through rhythmic embodiment. You are teaching your energy to move like music, smooth, certain, repetitive, sacred. The longer you stay in that rhythm, the faster manifestation responds. Because creation itself is rhythmic, it cannot resist the one who beats in harmony with it. Think of your affirmation practice as a song cycle. Every phrase is a verse, every day another measure. When you speak, I am prosperous, you're adding percussion to the melody of your life. You are creating a score the universe plays back as experience. There is no wasted word when spoken with rhythm. Even the quietest thank you vibrates into eternity. Many try to manifest wealth through force, sudden bursts of excitement, followed by silence. But the wise manifester keeps a steady beat. They understand that wealth loves rhythm. It flows toward predictability, devotion, order. That is why every great teaching emphasizes daily practice. Daily rhythm is the proof of faith. You cannot speak abundance once and expect permanence. You must inhabit the word until the word inhabits you. When you affirm, I am wealthy, do it not as a wish, but as a pulse of truth. I am wealthy, heartbeat. I am supported, heartbeat. I am prosperous now, heartbeat. Let your whole being move with the rhythm. The more you do, the less it feels like practice, and the more it feels like breathing. Eventually, you will not need to remind yourself to speak abundance. It will be your natural rhythm. Your thoughts will hum it silently. Your actions will echo it visibly. At that point, wealth becomes inevitable. because you have become rhythmic with the divine. Now take a moment to feel your heart beat again. Place your hand over your chest. Whisper your affirmation 3 times in rhythm with your pulse. Feel the vibration under your palm. That is the rhythm of creation answering you. This is the secret your words and your heartbeat are partners. When they align, nothing is impossible. Every time you return to your rhythm, you reset your world. The word spoken with rhythm becomes the law fulfilled. And now your turn. Anchor your rhythm with a declaration in the comments. Type "I speak wealth daily." Because when you speak it in rhythm, the universe moves in time with you. Faith is not a feeling. It is a law, a knowing that transcends sight, sound, and circumstance. When Florence Scovel Shinn spoke of faith, she meant the absolute conviction that what you decree is already accomplished in the invisible. To the untrained mind, this seems like madness. To the awakened soul, it is science. The science of faith is the divine technology of assumption. It is the art of standing inside your answered prayer before you see its form. It is not hope. Hope waits. Faith knows. Faith speaks in the present tense. It never says, "I will have." It says, "It is done." The moment you declare a word in faith, creation begins to move toward you not because you begged, but because you believed. There is a rhythm almost chemical to the way faith interacts with the unseen. Your belief is the current. Your word is the switch. When both align, manifestation becomes inevitable. A woman once came to me weary from disappointment. She said, "I have prayed and affirmed, but nothing changes." I asked her, "When you pray, do you expect the answer, or do you hope it might arrive someday?" She hesitated, then said, "I hope." That was the moment of her delay. Faith does not hope, it assumes. Faith walks into the restaurant and sits at the table knowing the meal is already ordered. Hope lingers at the door, wondering if there's a place inside. That woman began to practice praise before the evidence appeared. Each morning, she would say, "Thank you, Father, for the miracle already complete." At first, it felt false, but within weeks, the external world began to match her inner certainty. A long-delayed contract was approved. A friend repaid an old debt. Money began to circulate freely again. Her shift wasn't luck. It was science, the law of cause and effect, working through faith. When you declare your wealth, faith is the substance that fills the invisible mold of your words. Without faith, words are empty shapes. With faith, they are living forms. You can imagine the unseen realm as a great workshop of substance, constantly waiting for instruction. Every word you speak sends a blueprint there. I am wealthy now. Money flows freely to me. All that is mine by divine right now comes to me. The workshop receives those plans, but faith is what commissions the work to begin. Doubt cancels the order. Complaint erases the design, but faith seals it in gold. You do not have to strain for faith. Faith is natural to the spirit. It is the original language of your soul, a language forgotten only by habit. To rebuild it, you must listen to yourself. Are you speaking as one who waits or as one who knows? The science is simple. Whatever you truly believe, you will experience. This is not superstition. It is law. In physics, an observer changes the outcome of the experiment simply by observing it. In the same way, your faith shapes the outcome of your life by observing with certainty the reality you have declared. The outer world is not the cause, it is the echo. Faith speaks and the echo appears. The moment you speak with faith, you shift your energetic signature. You stop radiating lack and start vibrating completion. This frequency pulls to you the people, opportunities, and circumstances that match your belief. Faith is magnetic. It calls its own reflection. When you say, "I am wealthy," do you feel a flicker of doubt? Then breathe. Replace the doubt with thanksgiving. Gratitude activates faith instantly. Say, "Thank you, it is already done." Let your body relax as though the money has already arrived. The door already open, the answer already given. Faith is not pretending. It is perceiving a higher order of truth, one that exists before physical confirmation. A seed planted in the soil looks like nothing, but faith knows the flower is already contained within. You would not dig up the seed each morning to check its progress. You would water it, trust it, and wait in quiet confidence. That is the posture of true faith. There is also a rhythm to maintaining faith. It must be spoken daily. Faith without words stagnates. Words without faith fade. But when both dance together, miracles manifest naturally. You are a scientist of spirit. Your laboratory is your imagination. Your instrument is your word. Your experiment is your life. And the law is absolute according to your faith. Be it unto you. Practice this today. Speak aloud one of your affirmations. Money flows easily to me. Then pause. Feel the energy of those words as if the result were already here. Smile. Say thank you. That moment of joy is the spark of faith, the evidence of things not yet seen. Once faith has been felt even for a second, it begins to multiply. You start to recognize its pattern everywhere: the parking spot that opens just for you, the sudden phone call, the check that arrives at perfect timing. These are not coincidences. They are confirmations. When you praise before the proof, you create the proof. So stand today as one who already has. Walk as one already supplied. Speak as one already chosen. Let others chase evidence you, beloved, generate it. And now for your practice. Think of one thing you have declared but not yet seen. Then instead of asking, "When will it come?" affirm, "It is already done." Begin to praise now. Feel the joy as if the answer were visible. Faith is the bridge between word and world. When you walk it with certainty, nothing is impossible to you. Now share your testimony, something you have spoken into being through faith, however small. Write it as a reminder: faith works. Faith fulfills. Faith finishes what it starts. Because in the divine science of creation, what you believe you become. Your words are decrees. Every time you speak, you are signing a legal document in the court of the universe. The words that leave your mouth become binding, not because the universe punishes or rewards you, but because it obeys your vibration. When you affirm, "I am wealthy," the universe stamps that decree with divine approval and begins arranging circumstances to match it. But when a few hours later you say, "I can't afford this," you have just filed an appeal that cancels your own case. Contradiction is the silent thief of manifestation. It does not announce itself loudly. It hides in everyday speech, in complaint, in sarcasm, in worry disguised as conversation. Yet each contradictory word is like tearing up the check you just signed. Imagine standing before a divine judge, not stern, but luminous. You speak your decree clearly. "By divine law, I am prosperous, supplied, and supported." The judge nods, seals your request, and dispatches messengers to deliver it. But moments later, you murmur to a friend, "Nothing ever works out for me." The messengers stop confused. The judge pauses. "Which decree shall I honor?" This is the danger of contradiction. every spoken word carries authority. When you mix decrees, faith, and fear, praise, and complaint, you create confusion in your own field. The universe does not punish you. It simply mirrors your last command. That is why you must train your tongue as carefully as you train your mind. Speech is not casual. It is creative. The wise learn to guard it. Florence, Scovel. Shinn said, "No man can fail if he keeps his words in order. Every idle word is a seed, and seeds grow regardless of whether you meant them to." The subconscious does not understand jokes, exaggerations, or just saying. It only hears vibration. So when you declare, "I am broke even in jest," the subconscious begins to arrange proof. When you sigh, "I'm tired of this struggle," your energy echoes that fatigue. But when you choose instead to say, "I am refreshed, restored, and provided for," the atmosphere shifts instantly. To speak contradiction is to scatter your power. To speak agreement is to concentrate it. You cannot serve two masters, fear and faith, with the same mouth. You must choose which one governs your speech. Contradiction also hides in subtle tones. You may say the right words, but with the wrong spirit. "I am abundant," said through clenched teeth, carries resistance, not faith. It is not only what you say, but the music underneath your voice that commands creation. Therefore, speak your affirmations from a place of certainty. Let your tone carry peace, not effort. When you decree as a sovereign, not a beggar. Speak as one who knows that every word is law. Begin listening to yourself in conversation. Catch the moments where contradiction slips through the "if only," the "I never," the "it's just my luck." Do not condemn yourself. Simply correct. Replace the contradiction immediately with truth. You might say, "Cancel that. I choose new words." The moment you correct, you refile your decree. The universe resumes its assignment. The tongue can bless or block. Every complaint is a door closing. Every affirmation is a door opening. The danger is not in mistakes, it is in unconscious repetition. Some people declare wealth in the morning and worry it away by evening. They do not realize that worry is a prayer for what they do not want. When you rehearse fear in your mind, you are affirming lack. And every affirmation, positive or negative, must seek fulfillment. That is why silence is sometimes holier than speech. When you cannot speak in faith, remain silent until you can. Silence preserves your decree. Remember, once spoken words do not vanish. They move circle and return in form. That is why Scripture says, "By your words you are justified, and by your words you are condemned." Your wealth identity must therefore be guarded by a fortress of consistent language. Every "I am" must point in one direction. You do not need perfection, only awareness. The more you listen to yourself, the faster you catch contradiction before it takes root. Make a vow today, a vow of alignment. Speak it now gently but firmly. "I speak only life and wealth. I decree only abundance. My words are unified, and therefore my results are certain." That is your oath of mastery. Every time you keep it, your power multiplies. From this day, notice the words that leave your lips. Are they creating harmony or conflict? Are they calling forth or calling back? Each phrase is a signature of energy. Sign wisely. In truth, the universe is not withholding from you. It is simply waiting for your final instruction. So let this be your declaration: I have canceled all contradictions. My word is law. My speech is aligned with my wealth identity, and so it is. Hold this vow. Speak it daily, because when your word and your belief move in one rhythm, manifestation becomes inevitable. Gratitude is not a reaction. It is a frequency, the golden current that connects you instantly with abundance. When you are grateful, you are broadcasting harmony with supply itself. You are saying to the universe, I already have. I already am. Most people believe they will feel grateful once the blessing arrives. But those who understand divine law know it is gratitude that brings the blessing. Gratitude before manifestation is faith in motion. It magnetizes what you have declared and quickens its arrival. When Florence Scovel Shinn said gratitude is the law of increase, she meant that whatever you give thanks for multiplies. Every thank you plants a golden seed in your field. The more you bless, the more you harvest. Gratitude is not emotion alone. It is energy, radiant, creative, magnetic. When you wake in the morning and say, thank you for this day of abundance, that vibration moves through the unseen opening doors before you even rise from bed. It is impossible to be fearful and grateful at the same time. One frequency cancels the other. The moment you choose gratitude, lack dissolves. Your focus shifts from what is missing to what is present, and what is present expands. Imagine gratitude as light. When you speak thank you, you ignite a golden glow that spreads through your mind and aura. That glow attracts opportunities, people, ideas, anything that resonates with abundance. Gratitude is wealth made visible in vibration before it becomes visible in form. Each morning, begin your day not with need, but with thanks. Before checking your messages or thinking of tasks, pause and name 3 things that are already evidence of supply. Perhaps it is the comfort of your bed, the air moving through the room, the promise of a new sunrise. These are not small things. They are the currency of divine life. Then extend your gratitude beyond what is seen. Thank the money that is on its way. Thank the opportunities forming behind the scenes. Thank the solutions that have already been provided in the invisible. Speak as if delivery is complete, because in truth, it is. You might say, thank you, infinite source, that my supply is abundant, immediate, and constant. Thank you that I am guided in every transaction. Thank you that prosperity flows through me with ease. Say it until you feel the shift, that subtle softening inside the breath that deepens the sense of warmth that fills your chest. That is gratitude changing your frequency. In that moment, you are no longer chasing wealth. You are harmonizing with it. You are standing in the same vibration as answered prayer. When you live in gratitude, even apparent delays become blessings. You begin to see purpose in timing, beauty in correction, wisdom in waiting. Gratitude dissolves resistance. It opens the heart to receive. To practice gratitude as a frequency, you must do more than list blessings, you must feel them. The feeling is the transmission. Without it, the words are only surface sound. But when you feel genuine appreciation, the signal travels instantly to the divine field, and the universe echoes back in multiplied form. Gratitude also restores rhythm to your nervous system. It quiets the mind, balances the body, and clears the aura. You cannot be at war with yourself while giving thanks. The moment you say thank you, your energy smooths your breathing, slows your magnetism, strengthens. Think of the times when you received unexpected help, a bill paid just in time, a friend offering kindness when you needed it most. Remember the feeling that rose in you: relief, joy, peace. That vibration was gratitude. To stay in wealth consciousness, you must learn to live in that vibration before the miracle appears. Let your gratitude be active. Bless everything you touch. Bless your bank account not because of what it contains, but because it represents circulation. Bless your bills, for they prove you are trusted with flow. Bless your home, your body, your work. What you bless multiplies. At night, when the world grows quiet, close your eyes and breathe thanks over the day. Whisper, thank you for the seen and unseen provision. Thank you for the divine order unfolding. Thank you that tomorrow is already supplied. If you make this your final thought before sleep, you will awaken on the frequency of favor. There is no greater magnet for wealth than a grateful heart. The ungrateful mind repels what it seeks. The grateful one attracts without effort. Gratitude says, I am already rich, and life rushes to confirm it. So practice now. Close your eyes for a moment. Think of one thing, no matter how small, that proves life is on your side. Feel warmth in your chest as you say, thank you. That feeling is the signal. Stay there. Let it expand. That is your wealth frequency tuning itself higher. And now declare this truth, I live in continuous gratitude. My thanks multiplies everything I touch. I am already abundant, and I give thanks for the ever-increasing good that flows to me. Hold this tone as you move through the day. Gratitude will make your path golden. It will make strangers generous. It will make timing perfect. You are already inside the current of supply. Gratitude simply makes you aware of it. Now, in the spirit of increase, write one thing you are grateful for today. Speak it, feel it, and let it expand. Because gratitude is not just a practice, it is the sound of wealth recognizing itself through you. Preparation is the silent proof of faith. When you prepare for what you have asked for, you declare to the universe, I expect to receive. Without a word, your actions announce belief. You are no longer wishing. You are making room. Every divine promise waits for a vessel. The moment you prepare the vessel, the supply must come to fill it. This is law. Many speak of wealth, but their lives show no readiness to receive it. Their environment still echoes old limitation-cluttered spaces, disorganized finances, unfinished plans. Preparation is not merely physical tidiness, it is energetic alignment. It tells the unseen, I am ready now. Imagine expecting a beloved guest. You do not wait until the doorbell rings to prepare the room. You dust, you set fresh linens, you light a candle. You prepare in joy, not anxiety. You don't ask, will they come? You know they are already on the way. That is how you must prepare for wealth. When you call money by name, it begins traveling towards you. But the question the universe asks is, where will it stay? Have you cleared the space for it to dwell? Preparation opens the door between desire and manifestation. When you act as if you transform waiting into welcoming. If you expect increase, prepare your environment. Open your wallet. Is it orderly or filled with scraps and receipts? Clean it as a symbol of readiness. Look at your workspace. Does it reflect abundance or confusion? Bring order. Energy flows through order. If you expect new income, prepare your accounts to receive it. Learn about stewardship. Record your expenses with respect, not fear. Each number is a symbol of circulation. When you expect opportunity, prepare your presentation, your skills, your wardrobe, your attitude. The universe honors readiness. Preparation is not busy work. It is faith translated into action. Faith speaks. Preparation demonstrates. Together, they form the bridge to manifestation. Do not say, when I have more money, I will get organized. Organization is what signals that you are already in the vibration of wealth. You must behave as the person you wish to become before evidence appears. That is the inner code of manifestation. There is a parable of a woman who prayed for prosperity. Every morning, she affirmed, "Riches are mine now." Yet her home was filled with things she no longer needed, her drawers overflowing with the past. One day, she heard an inner voice say, "Make space." So she began to clear. She released old clothes, unused items, papers, all symbols of stagnation. Within days, new opportunities began to arrive, not because she begged harder, but because she prepared. Space is a magnetic invitation. When you clear, you make room for the new. Preparation also involves emotional space. Release resentment, fear, or guilt about money. Those emotions crowd the house of consciousness. Wealth cannot dwell where bitterness lives. Forgive yourself for past mistakes. Say, "I am now prepared in heart and home for divine increase." You do not need to know how the blessing will come, only that you are ready when it does. Readiness draws the path. Think of a garden again. Before planting seeds, the gardener turns the soil, removes stones, moistens the ground. That is preparation. Without it, even the best seeds will struggle. Your affirmations are those seeds. Your preparation is the soil. When you organize your finances, clear your home, or structure your schedule, you are not simply getting things in order. You are aligning your outer world with the wealth identity you are affirming. Sometimes preparation will ask you to upgrade something symbolic: a new journal for your financial vision, a designated space for your affirmations, perhaps even dressing each morning as if you already occupy the role you desire. These acts tell the universe, "I am available for my next level." The prepared soul never waits idly. Waiting is passive. Preparing is creative. The moment you prepare, you pull the future into the present. Ask yourself, what in my life still looks like the old season? What needs to be cleared, refined, or beautified to match the abundance I've declared? Do that today, not later today. Even one small act of preparation shifts energy instantly. Perhaps you open a savings account named Divine Increase. Perhaps you clean a drawer and bless the space as ready for new supply. Perhaps you pay a small debt with joy, signaling that you can be trusted with larger flow. Each act becomes a proclamation, "I am ready." Preparation carries spiritual power because it eliminates doubt. When you act as if the thing were already done, you anchor belief in the physical world. You turn invisible faith into visible proof. And the moment the universe witnesses your proof, the delivery is assured. So now take a breath and affirm, "I am preparing my life as proof of faith." I make space for abundance. I order my environment, my thoughts, and my actions as the wealthy being I already am. Feel that. You have just moved from wishing to readiness. Wealth loves readiness. It rushes toward order, clarity, and joyful expectation. Your assignment: choose one area of your life today to prepare as if wealth has already come. It may be your home, your desk, your wardrobe, your finances, your schedule, anything that symbolizes your readiness. Do it with love, not pressure. Smile as you prepare, knowing each motion is an invitation to divine prosperity. Because preparation is not waiting for abundance, it is abundance in motion. Everything you desire already exists, not in the future, not in the past, but in this very instant. The present moment is the only point of power there has ever been. When you speak from now, you step into creation. When you say someday, you step into delay. Manifestation happens only in the present tense. The universe does not understand will be. It responds to is. Each time you say, I will be wealthy, you are pushing your wealth one day further away. You are scheduling your blessing for tomorrow, and tomorrow never comes because it always turns into now. This is why so many wait endlessly for change. Their words keep postponing it. They live in a mental future that never arrives. But the moment you speak as if it's already done, you collapse the waiting and call the result into being. The present moment is a doorway. Most people stand beside it, describing it, planning for it, dreaming of walking through. But the master steps through now. Time is elastic around consciousness. When you claim something in the now, all of creation reorganizes itself to fulfill that statement. The energy that was scattered across someday rushes into this instant. You can feel it when it happens, that sudden clarity, that pulse of aliveness. You have just entered the power of now. Think of your mind as a clock. Worry spins the hands forward, regret drags them backward, but power exists only when the hands rest on the present. That still point is creation's heartbeat. Florence Scovel. Shinn said, faith knows it has already received. To know you already have is to dwell in the eternal present, the dimension where all answered prayers live. Every time you say, I receive now, you awaken that reality. You are telling the universe this moment is enough for my miracle. Close your eyes for a moment and feel the present. Listen to your breath. Feel the ground beneath your feet. Everything you need exists right here: air, heartbeat, consciousness, awareness. This is the foundation of all wealth. When you anchor here, you align with the creative field where new supply is born. Waiting language keeps you in lack. The thought, I'll have it when, is the barrier. Replace it with, I have it now. You may not yet see the form, but the energy is already present. When a seed is planted, the gardener does not say, one day there will be a flower. She says, there is a flower growing now. Even before the bloom, the process has begun. The present moment holds both seed and fulfillment. Practice speaking your affirmations as living truth. I am provided for now. I am guided now. I am wealthy now. Feel how those words draw energy inward into the current moment. They make your consciousness magnetic. The habit of postponement is subtle. It hides inside phrases like, I'm getting there or I'm trying. But trying belongs to time. Knowing belongs to eternity. Say instead, I am there. The moment you decide that now is enough, you free your power. All miracles are present tense. When you say, I am healed, I am blessed, I am supplied, you are not describing a future, you are commanding reality to align now. The present moment also dissolves fear. Fear lives only in memory or imagination. In the pure, now there is no fear, only awareness. The mind quiets the heart, opens the divine law, flows unhindered. You will know you are in the present when you feel relief. The tension of waiting disappears. Gratitude rises naturally. You stop chasing and begin receiving. Your breath is the tool. Each inhale says, I receive. Each exhale says, I release the past and future. That rhythm keeps you anchored in creative power. Notice how often the world teaches delay. Next year after the promotion when I'm ready. But the truth is, you are already ready. Otherwise, the desire would not have appeared in you. Desire itself is divine evidence that fulfillment already exists. Everything you call future is simply the unseen present waiting to be noticed. When you align your words and feelings with the present, you pull that unseen into visibility. Try this exercise. Pick one thing you've been waiting for, a payment, an opportunity, a breakthrough. Now, instead of saying, "It's coming," say, "It is here." Sit in the feeling of it being complete. Feel the calm, the joy, the relief. That is the signature of now. Stay there until the body believes it. When your body believes, reality follows. Creation never happens in the past or future. The flower does not grow yesterday or tomorrow, it grows in this moment. The universe is perpetually new, eternally unfolding now. If you can master the art of staying present, every manifestation becomes instantaneous. You will speak and see the reflection almost immediately because you are no longer dividing your energy between then and later. To live in the present is not to ignore time, it is to master it. The present moment contains all others. Every miracle, every supply, every answer is already coded within it. So practice this affirmation throughout the day. I receive now. I live now. I create now. Say it slowly. Let now echo through your being. Feel how it draws you back from distraction and anchors you in power. There is only one moment of creation, and it is always this one. When you enter it, you become timeless and therefore limitless. Now is the meeting place between thought and form. It is the holy instant where the invisible becomes visible. You are not waiting for your blessing. It is waiting for you to arrive here now. Affirm aloud, I receive now. I give thanks now. I live in the power of this moment, and everything I desire flows to me easily and instantly. And as you speak, feel the shift, that quiet certainty, that peace that says, it is already done. Because it is. After the speaking, the believing, the preparing comes, the sacred final act rest. Not the sleep of weariness, but the calm of completion. Divine rest is not idleness, it is confidence. It is the stillness that follows faith fulfilled. To rest in divine law is to know the decree is already sealed. The moment you spoke your word with faith, the universe began its perfect alignment. There is nothing more to force, nothing to chase. Rest says it is done. The ocean does not struggle to produce waves. It moves effortlessly with its own rhythm. So too must you learn to move with the rhythm of divine order. When you rest in law, you are no longer pushing reality, you are allowing it. This rest is an energy, not a posture. It is the quiet certainty that what is yours cannot be lost, and what is not yours cannot stay. It is peace born from knowing that the unseen is working in your favor, even when the visible has not yet changed. In this rest, anxiety dissolves. Worry becomes unnecessary because law cannot fail. Divine law is impartial, exact, constant. It never forgets a word spoken in faith. It never loses track of a decree. The moment you said, I am wealthy, now that vibration was recorded and set into motion. Your rest is the proof that you trust that process. Rest is the signal of mastery. Beginners manifest with strain, advanced souls manifest with stillness. To rest is to demonstrate total belief in the integrity of divine order. Florence, Scovel, Shinn said, infinite spirit is never late. That means your manifestation cannot miss you. It will arrive in the most perfect form at the most perfect time, according to the divine sequence that knows far more than the human plan. When you rest, you harmonize with that intelligence. You stop interrupting the process with worry. You no longer dig up the seed to check if it's growing. You water it with trust. You breathe in peace and say, the law is at work. I relax into certainty. Rest is not passivity. It is participation through peace. It is allowing divine timing to complete its masterpiece without your interference. There is an image often used to describe this sacred pause, the ocean wave. It rises, peaks, and then falls into stillness before the next rise. That quiet fall is essential to the rhythm. Without it, the wave could not continue. In your journey of manifestation, rest is that stillness. It allows the energy of creation to return to balance so that the next flow may come stronger. When you are restless, you send out mixed signals, one of faith, one of fear. But when you are calm, the universe reads a single frequency: trust. You cannot rest if you still believe results depend on your effort. Divine law works through principle, not pressure. Your job is alignment. The law's job is fulfillment. Rest means taking your hands off the mechanism. You have wound the clock with your words, now let it run. Each time you feel the temptation to check, to worry, to ask. When remember this truth, manifestation ripens in silence. The seed sprouts underground, unseen. So too does your good. Your rest allows that invisible growth to complete itself. Sit quietly now and feel the peace that comes from knowing the law cannot fail. Let your shoulders drop, your breath deepen. Whisper, "It is already done." That phrase is a lullaby to the mind and a command to the universe. You will notice that when you rest, synchronicities multiply. Answers appear without striving. People show up without planning. This is because you have released resistance and allowed flow. In divine law, rest is the final creative act. It seals the decree with confidence. It tells the unseen, the word is finished. And because the law always obeys the finished word, results become inevitable. The old self, driven by fear, believed that control equals safety. The awakened self knows that surrender equals power. When you rest in trust, you radiate a frequency of calm authority. Creation responds to that peace faster than to any form of effort. Make rest your daily practice. Begin and end each day in stillness. When you awaken before speaking, pause to feel the certainty of divine support. When you lie down at night, release every concern into the law. Say, "Infinite Spirit, I rest my word in you. I know it is done." You will sleep differently when you know your words are alive. The mind that trusts rests easily. The heart that doubts never sleeps. Rest does not mean absence of action. It means absence of anxiety. You can still move, plan, and work, but your movement comes from calm inspiration, not frantic grasping. The difference is vibration. Resting energy multiplies. Striving energy scatters. Think of the sun. It does not rush to shine. It simply radiates. Resting in divine law allows you to become like that radiant, constant, untroubled. In this peace, you become magnetic. People feel your assurance and respond. Circumstances bend toward your stillness. Even challenges begin to serve your ease. To rest in divine law is to live in perpetual Sabbath, the state of completed creation. It means you trust that what you spoke in alignment is already done in spirit and only awaits expression. Now close your eyes and imagine the ocean at dusk. Waves rolling gently, the horizon golden. Feel yourself as that ocean, vast, calm, certain. The tides move without your command. The currents obey deeper laws. So does your life. Whisper softly, "I rest in divine law. My decree is complete. My wealth unfolds in perfect order. I trust the unseen process, and therefore I live in peace." Let that peace settle in your body. This is the final seal of part 2, the resting point of power. You have spoken, you have believed, you have prepared. Now you rest. Because rest is not the end of manifestation. It is the moment it begins to appear. You have spoken the word. You have declared the truth. Now the word becomes flesh. Take a deep breath and feel this truth stirring within you. The moment a word is spoken in faith, it begins to crystallize into form. You are not waiting for your wealth to appear. Your wealth is already in motion toward you as energy clothed in divine intelligence. Close your eyes for a moment and see a golden light descending from above, the light of divine substance, infinite and formless. This light begins to move through the crown of your head, soft and radiant, filling you with peace. It moves down through your shoulders, through your chest, through your hands, and wherever it touches, it awakens remembrance. I am wealth in expression. I am abundance embodied. Your breath slows, your heart opens. This is no longer just visualization, this is activation. For as Florence Scovel Shinn declared, the invisible forces are ever working for the man who is always working for the good. Your good is your natural state. Your wealth is your divine right. Now see the golden light move through your spine, your hips, your legs, all the way to the soles of your feet. Feel the electricity of divine confidence rooting into the earth. You are grounded, certain and strong. Your body is now the living temple of prosperity. Straighten your posture. Roll your shoulders back. Lift your chin slightly. The millionaire identity is not arrogance, it is divine assurance. You do not beg, chase, or fear. You know, and because you know, all that belongs to you recognizes you and comes swiftly. Affirm now with power and conviction, I walk as wealth. I live as abundance. I am the word made flesh. I am the evidence of divine prosperity on earth. Say it again, slower, deeper. Feel the vibration fill the room around you. I walk as wealth. I live as abundance. I am the word made flesh. I am the evidence of divine prosperity on earth. Each repetition strengthens the bridge between the invisible and the visible, between spoken identity and lived reality. Now imagine yourself stepping into your daily world, perhaps your morning routine, a meeting, a moment in traffic, yet everything feels subtly transformed. The air is charged with clarity. People seem to notice your presence differently. Doors open with little resistance. You are walking as a transmitter of divine supply. You do not do abundance, you are abundance. And because of that, every step you take multiplies prosperity in your path. Pause for a breath. Feel this truth in your heart. Every movement of your body, every word you speak, every gesture you make is either a signal of lack or a signal of abundance. From this moment on, you choose to send only signals of abundance. See your aura, your energetic field glowing in radiant gold, an electromagnetic field of wealth consciousness. People, opportunities, and blessings are magnetized to you by divine appointment. Say quietly to yourself, everything I need is seeking me now. Everything that belongs to me finds me easily. I walk in divine timing, and I live in perfect supply. Pause, smile. The old energy of striving dissolves. In its place rises a peace that hums like quiet gold. You have become the word made flesh. Say aloud, I walk as wealth. I live as abundance. And if you feel this truth anchoring in your soul, type it, write it, or speak it into your environment, for the spoken word seals the law. When identity aligns with truth, divine instruction follows. The universe begins to whisper, to guide, to orchestrate the steps of demonstration. You may call it intuition, inspiration, or divine download, yet it is all one thing, the voice of infinite intelligence speaking to you. Florence Scovel Shinn called it obedience to intuition. the holy partnership between man and his unseen source. For once the identity is established, I am wealth, I am abundance, I am divine supply. The next steps come not through logic, but through gentle inner direction. Imagine this moment. You are sitting quietly one morning, tea in hand, and suddenly you feel a soft nudge. Call that person, send that email, walk down that street today. The rational mind hesitates, but the soul smiles, for it recognizes the tone of divine guidance. You act, and the invisible becomes visible. A meeting, an opportunity, a door once closed suddenly opens. This is how abundance moves. Not through pressure, but through inspired obedience. The millionaire identity listens differently. It no longer asks, "What should I do?" It asks, "What is mine to do now?" For divine wealth does not come by force, but by flow. Take a slow breath and whisper, "I am guided perfectly in all things." My inner voice leads me directly to divine supply. Let those words sink into your chest. Feel the vibration. Every time you choose to trust that voice, the law of demonstration quickens. You begin to move in effortless alignment. Hear the soft chime of inner wisdom ringing within your spirit, a musical note only you can hear. It carries your unique frequency, your distinct rhythm of prosperity. When you honor it, you become a symphony of success. A story. A woman once affirmed, "I am divinely guided to my right supply." One morning, she felt a sudden desire to visit a cafe she had never entered before. There, she met the person who became her business partner, the connection that expanded her vision beyond what she had imagined. The action was small, but the obedience was divine. Such is the way of spirit, the path reveals itself only as you walk it. Say again, "I hear the voice of divine wisdom clearly." I act immediately with faith and joy. There is no strain in this obedience. It is the natural rhythm of a mind aligned with infinite intelligence. This week, begin a sacred practice. Keep a small journal, a divine record of intuition. Each time a nudge comes, no matter how simple, write it down, follow it, and then record the result. You will see a pattern forming, synchronicities, blessings, perfect timing. You will realize that the divine mind is constantly communicating, eager to move you into your next expression of abundance. The more you listen, the louder it becomes. The more you act, the faster your manifestations appear. Trust that every intuitive whisper carries the golden seal of divine order. You are no longer trying to make things happen. You are letting things unfold through you. Begin your intuitive wealth journal tonight. Record every inner nudge, every inspired idea, and every divine coincidence. Let the evidence of guidance multiply before your eyes. Whisper once more before you sleep, "I am guided, supplied, and fulfilled in perfect ways." There comes a moment on every divine journey when faith must take form. You have spoken the word. You have embodied the light. Now you must walk, even when the path ahead appears veiled in mist. Picture this: a great bridge stretching over a vast expanse. The other side glimmers faintly with gold, your promised reality, the manifestation of everything you have affirmed. Yet the bridge is covered in fog. You cannot see every step, only the next few feet before you. This is the bridge of faith, and it can only be crossed by those who trust the unseen. Florence Scovel. Shinn wrote, "Faith knows it has already received and acts accordingly. So you take your first step." The fog curls around your ankles, cool and uncertain. The mind whispers, "What if it collapses? What if you fall?" But a stronger voice rises within you, the voice of divine identity. "I am guided. I am supplied. I walk in fearless faith. Each step you take dissolves more of the fog. The bridge reveals itself plank by plank, as if it were being built by your very courage. This is the law of demonstration. The unseen becomes visible through motion. Pause for a breath and place your hand over your heart. Feel its rhythm, steady, powerful, eternal. This is divine life beating within you. Fear cannot dwell where love and faith reside. The vibration of fearlessness is not aggression, it is quiet certainty. Say within, I move with calm assurance. I am safe in divine order. Every step I take is blessed and protected. Now imagine yourself continuing across that bridge. The air is clearing. The golden light ahead grows brighter. You realize something profound. The bridge was never dangerous at all. It was your own uncertainty that cast the fog. The millionaire identity does not wait for perfect clarity before acting. It moves because it knows, because action guided by divine faith is itself the path to manifestation. Remember this truth: fear is faith inverted. It is faith in the wrong direction. To fear is to believe in lack. To act in faith is to believe in abundance, and the universe responds only to belief. So now affirm boldly, I move in fearless faith. I am unmoved by appearances. I act from divine knowing, and all doors open before me. Feel the strength of that declaration vibrating through your spine. Straighten your posture again, the millionaire stance. You are the embodiment of divine courage, calm and centered in truth. Fear often appears right before expansion. It is the final illusion guarding the gate. When it arises, say to yourself, this is the threshold, I must be close. Then step forward anyway. Every story of wealth, success, and manifestation carries this moment, the leap across the unseen. The millionaire identity welcomes it, for it knows that when you move in fearless faith, the universe rushes to meet you halfway. Take another slow breath and see the fog now fully dissolving. The golden city of your fulfilled vision rises before you, radiant, clear, and complete. You did not wait for certainty. You created it through movement. You are now standing on the other side of the bridge, grounded in your new reality. The air is warm with promise. Your hands glow with creative power. You whisper to yourself, I did not wait for the path, I became it. Let that phrase echo in your mind, I became the path. That is fearlessness in action, the embodiment of divine authority on earth. From now on, each time fear whispers, smile and thank it for revealing where your next step of faith must be taken. You are no longer a servant to uncertainty. You are the master of divine timing. Fear may knock, but faith always answers. And when faith answers, fear dissolves like mist in the morning sun. You walk now as one who knows, I move in fearless faith. I am safe, I am guided, I am unstoppable in divine flow. The bridge is behind you. The path is open. You are already living the proof of your decree. Speak it into the atmosphere, I move in fearless faith. Let it be your comment, your mantra, your vibration today. The universe listens and rushes to meet your courage with demonstration. The great secret of manifestation is not a single moment of revelation, it is consistency of vibration. You have spoken as wealth affirmed, as wealth acted in fearless faith. Now you must live as wealth, not just in great decisions, but in the small, sacred gestures of every day. The millionaire identity is not about possessions. It is a vibration, a way of being. It is grace made visible in thought, word, and movement. Every choice, every tone, every gesture declares your consciousness. You do not have to wait for millions to arrive in your account. to think, walk, and choose as the millionaire identity. You begin with the vibration, and the form follows faithfully. Take a breath and whisper, I am wealthy in thought, word, and action. I live as abundance now. Picture your morning. You rise slowly with calm authority, not rushing. You breathe gratitude before you reach for your phone. Your surroundings, whether grand or simple, feel orderly, cared for, radiant with presence. You prepare your body as a sacred instrument of prosperity, clean, composed, radiant. This is millionaire energy, serenity in motion. Now imagine a small moment. You order a coffee. You smile at the barista, thank them warmly, perhaps leave a generous tip. There is no strain, no calculation, just an effortless flow of generosity. For the millionaire mind circulates wealth naturally. At lunch, you speak words of upliftment. You compliment, you bless, you acknowledge others as valuable. For the millionaire identity does not compete, it multiplies. Your words become seeds of prosperity wherever you go. Later, you make a decision, perhaps about a purchase, a project, or a plan. You pause and ask, what would wealth choose here? The answer is not always about spending more. It's about choosing from clarity, not fear. If the decision feels expansive, peaceful, inspired, it is guided. If it feels contracting or anxious, it is from lack. The millionaire mind always chooses from expansion. Florence Scovel. Shinn taught, there is no peace or prosperity apart from the law of right thinking. So right thinking is your foundation. You no longer count pennies, you count blessings. You no longer worry about time. You know divine timing is always exact. You no longer rush. You radiate calm certainty that all unfolds perfectly. Now imagine yourself dressing in the morning. You choose clothes that honor your worth, not to impress, but to express. The fabric feels clean, elegant, intentional. You move through your day with poise, not performance. Your environment mirrors your inner order desk, clear space, harmonized energy flowing freely. You are not waiting to become a millionaire. You are remembering that you already are, and your life reflects it in every breath. When a bill arrives, you bless it. You affirm, this is proof of my active circulation in the flow of abundance. When money leaves your hand, you say it returns to me multiplied by divine law. And so it does, swiftly, generously, perfectly. When opportunities arise, you listen to your inner wisdom first. Does this align with my highest vibration? Does it feel like expansion or contraction? For the millionaire identity does not chase opportunity, it chooses opportunity. Each act of elegance, order, and generosity builds magnetic current. The universe sees your vibration and mirrors it in form. The more refined your inner energy, the more effortlessly wealth organizes around you. Pause for a breath and let this truth deepen. Every choice is a decree. Every gesture is a command. How you speak, spend, organize, and show up. These are your daily affirmations made visible. So you begin a new rhythm. When you eat, you give thanks for divine nourishment. When you walk, you move with presence. When you speak, your words are gold. When you give with joy. When you receive with grace. This is the art of living as wealth. The millionaire mind is never hurried, never in competition, never seeking validation. It walks in silent confidence, knowing what is mine by divine right cannot be taken. What belongs to me comes easily and in perfect time. Look at your day now. Every hour is an altar where divine wealth can express itself. The way you sit, the way you breathe, the way you answer a message, all are opportunities to embody abundance. And soon, the external begins to mirror the internal. New opportunities appear without struggle. You notice synchronicities, invitations, financial doors opening easily. People respond differently to your energy because energy never lies. You have become the demonstration of the law, the living proof that consciousness creates reality. Take one more deep breath, shoulders, relaxed heart, open eyes, soft. Whisper once more with reverence, I live as wealth. I move as abundance. I choose from divine prosperity in all things. Then let this awareness flow into your week. For the next 7 days, practice the Live as Wealth Challenge. Each morning, ask, how does wealth move through me today? Each evening, record how abundance showed itself in peace, in beauty, in ease, in generosity. You are no longer learning wealth consciousness. You are being wealth consciousness. You are the living decree clothed in form. Join the 7-day Live as Wealth Challenge. For 7 days, speak it, walk it, act it, and watch your world rearrange to match your vibration. Write in your journal each night, I lived as wealth today. In divine law, wealth is never stagnant, it flows. Just as the ocean sends its waves to the shore and draws them back again, so too does abundance move through giving and receiving. To give is to declare I have more than enough. To receive is to affirm I am worthy of divine supply. Both are sacred acts of circulation, and together they form the eternal rhythm of prosperity. Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine yourself standing before a great waterfall, clear, shimmering, and powerful. This waterfall represents divine supply, infinite, unceasing, always pouring forth. You hold a golden bowl in your hands, the consciousness of your life. When your bowl is open, the water fills it easily. When you give, when you pour some of that golden water outward, it returns to you even more swiftly, refilling, overflowing, multiplying. But when fear grips the bowl, when you hold it tightly, unwilling to release a drop, the flow slows. Stagnation begins. The truth is simple: circulation keeps wealth alive, and divine law rewards the cheerful giver, for giving is faith in motion. Florence Scovel Shinn wrote, giving opens the way for receiving. It is the law of circulation. This means that every act of generosity, a kind word, a tip, a donation, a gesture of help, is not loss. It is an investment in divine order. You are proving through action that you trust in infinite supply. Now see yourself again by that golden waterfall. You dip your bowl and pour some water into the stream below. Instantly, a wave of even brighter water rises and refills your bowl to overflowing. The more freely you pour, the more lavishly you receive. This is the secret of all great prosperity. Flow keeps the current alive. Take a slow, deep breath. Whisper, I give with joy and I receive with grace. Every gift I give returns multiplied, pressed down, and running over. Think of a time you gave something, perhaps money time, or love without expectation, just from joy. Later, notice how an unexpected blessing arrived. Maybe a gift, an opportunity, or a surge of peace. That was the circle completing itself. You sent energy forth. Divine law returned it magnified. The millionaire identity understands this principle deeply. True wealth is not about accumulation, it's about circulation. The more you allow wealth to move through you, the more expansive your channel becomes. You become a living conduit of divine generosity. If ever you find yourself hesitating to give pause and affirm, there is always more where that came from. Divine supply is endless and immediate. You do not give to get, you Give to affirm that getting is already guaranteed. Giving is not loss, it is declaration. Every time you release with faith, you prove your mastery over the illusion of lack. Now let us bring this law into daily life. Perhaps today you give an extra tip, a smile, a donation, a helping hand, or a message of encouragement. Whatever it is, let it be done with joy, not duty, not fear, not calculation. Feel the warmth of release, the thrill of participation in divine circulation. And just as importantly, receive with grace. When someone offers help, kindness, or a gift, resist the urge to deflect it. Smile, breathe, and say, "Thank you, I receive this in divine love." Receiving honors the giver and completes the circle. See the pattern clearly. You give, you bless, you receive, you expand, you give again. A never-ending golden rhythm. Let's affirm this sacred truth together. I am the flow of divine circulation. I give freely and I receive abundantly. My wealth grows through generosity. Breathe deeply as you say it. Feel your heart opening like a golden sun, radiant, magnetic, and limitless. You are not separate from supply. You are its living instrument. When you give, imagine light leaving your hands, not money, but energy. When you receive, imagine light returning, multiplied 1,000-fold. That is divine arithmetic, infinite in both directions. And so the circle continues from your hand to another, from their heart back to yours, all within the endless flow of divine order. There is no loss, only movement. No scarcity, only transformation. All substance is one. From this day forward, live as a joyful participant in the circulation of prosperity. Let your giving be filled with gratitude, your receiving with humility, and your wealth with movement. For when you bless what leaves you, bless what returns. When you give in faith, you receive in fullness. And when you circulate with love, you become wealth itself, alive, radiant, and eternal. When the seed of divine truth has been planted, the soil begins to stir. Something unseen starts to move quietly, faithfully, inevitably. Manifestation has begun. But often before the full harvest appears, there are signs. Subtle at first, like whispers of wind before the dawn, yet unmistakable to the awakened soul. These are the signs of demonstration, the gentle proof that divine law is working in your favor. And when you learn to recognize them, you walk in perpetual gratitude, for you know that the invisible has already taken form in spirit. Take a slow breath and let your awareness expand. You are standing in a sacred field of potential, and the signs of manifestation are already appearing around you. The first sign is synchronicity. You begin to notice divine timing, small coincidences that feel too precise to be random. You think of someone and they call. You speak a desire and a related opportunity appears the same day. A book, a message, or a chance encounter mirrors exactly what you needed to hear. Florence Scovel Shinn called these signs of land the visible evidence that your ship of demonstration is nearing shore. When you see them, don't dismiss them. Pause, smile, and say, "This is divine order in motion." The second sign is inner peace. A calm descends upon your mind. Even before your desire appears in form, you feel content, certain, fulfilled. It is as though you have already received, and indeed, you have in the invisible realm. This peace is the soil in which manifestation grows fastest. The third sign is inspired action. Suddenly, you feel moved to take a small step, to send an email, rearrange your space, make a call, or begin a new routine. You don't analyze it. You simply follow the impulse with joy. That's the divine nudge of intuition guiding you toward the physical doorway of your answered prayer. The fourth sign is release of resistance. Situations that once triggered anxiety now seem lighter. You stop trying to control outcomes. Instead, you find yourself saying, "It's already done." This surrender is not passivity, it's divine confidence. You've stepped into the rhythm of trust, and the universe responds with precision. The fifth sign is confirmation through others. Someone might comment, "You're glowing," or "You seem different lately." That's because your vibration has shifted and others can sense it before you can fully see it. Your external world begins to rearrange itself to match your internal reality. Then come the little manifestations, the first fruits. Unexpected gifts, discounts, opportunities, or money from unexpected places. They may seem small, but they are profound, the universe showing you. See, the law works. Keep trusting. Each of these signs is a divine message saying your decree is working. Your word is forming flesh. Pause now and take a deep, grateful breath. Whisper softly, "I recognize the signs of divine manifestation. I am grateful for every sign of land. My blessings are unfolding in perfect time and perfect order." Now let's imagine your coming days. You'll move through life more aware, not waiting anxiously, but observing lovingly. You'll notice repeating numbers, certain phrases, dreams, songs that speak directly to your intention. You'll feel sudden waves of joy or lightness for no logical reason. Each moment will feel touched by quiet magic because it is. These are not coincidences, they are communications. The universe has a language and its vocabulary is alignment. You are learning to speak it fluently. Florence Scovel Shinn often said, "Before the manifestation comes the appearance." The appearance is the faint outline of what's to come, like a sunrise painting the edges of clouds before the full light bursts forth. So when you see hints, rejoice. They mean the full demonstration is already on its way. Do not fall into the old trap of doubt. Do not say, "I only see small results." For in divine arithmetic, the smallest sprout already contains the entire forest. Every minor miracle is a declaration of major unfolding. So you give thanks, now, not later. Gratitude is the fertilizer of manifestation. Each thank you waters your demonstration with divine recognition. Let this become your rhythm. Notice, appreciate, affirm. When something aligns, say aloud, "This is the sign that my wealth is here." When peace rises within you, say, "This is the feeling of fulfillment manifesting." When inspired action comes, say, "This is divine guidance leading me to my next step." This practice keeps your consciousness open and receptive. You become a living participant in the manifestation process, not a bystander waiting for evidence. Pause for a moment. Feel the golden light around you softer now, gentle, warm, almost playful. It sparkles through your aura like sunlight through clear water. These sparkles are divine signals, confirmations that your vibration and your vision are now one. You are no longer hoping. You are noticing. You are not asking. You are receiving. And this shift from asking to receiving is the hallmark of mastery. You have become the calm observer of divine perfection unfolding. Every sign delights you. Every moment reassures you. You live now in a continuous dialogue with the universe, and every message says the same thing: it is done. Now, beloved listener, we stand at the summit, the place where word, faith, and embodiment converge. This is the sealing of your identity, the final decree, the eternal remembrance of who you truly are. You have spoken wealth. You have walked in faith. You have lived in generosity and grace. And now you stand fully as the embodied decree, the living word made manifest. Close your eyes. Take a slow, reverent breath. Feel the golden light that has traveled with you through every chapter, rising once more from within your heart, expanding outward like a great sunrise. It fills your chest, your mind, your aura, your entire being. This light is divine substance, eternal, inexhaustible, infinite. It is who you are beneath every name, every story, every identity. Hear these words: before the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God, and the Word is you. You are that divine utterance, the spoken thought of the infinite, expressed in perfect wealth, health, peace, and radiant power. From this moment forward, every breath you take is creative. Every word you speak is a decree. Every step you walk is a blessing in motion. You are the millionaire identity, not as a dream, but as a fact. Not as something to achieve, but as something to remember. It was written within you before time began, and now you have remembered it fully. Take another deep breath. The golden light intensifies. It surrounds you, spiraling, gently filling the room, reaching beyond walls, beyond space, touching all who are aligned with divine prosperity. You have become a beacon, a transmitter of abundance, peace, and power. Say softly but firmly, I am the millionaire identity. I am wealth in form. I am abundance in expression. I am prosperity made visible. Let the words ripple through every cell, every atom, every vibration of your being. These words are living codes, sacred frequencies that alter reality itself. Feel them etch themselves into your energy field, a seal of divine truth, unbreakable, eternal. You have entered the state of knowing the consciousness of it is done. Florence Scovel. Shinn declared, your word is your wand. The words you speak create your destiny, and now your destiny is fixed in divine order. No circumstance can alter it. No delay can deny it. Your word has become law. You are the living demonstration of infinite supply. You are the channel through which divine riches flow into the world. You are wealth, calm, generous, powerful, kind. Feel your body soften, your breath deepen. The peace you feel now is the signature of divine fulfillment. Nothing to strive for, nothing to chase, only to be. Let's decree together one final time, slowly, rhythmically, reverently, I am the millionaire identity. I am the evidence of divine abundance. I walk in perfect supply. I speak only words of prosperity. I give with joy and receive with grace. I live in the eternal now of completion. I am wealth in form. I am abundance made visible. I am the living word of God. Pause. Breathe in, let the decree settle into silence. For silence is where the word completes its work. You have come full circle. From the spark of realization, to the practice of affirmation, to the embodiment of truth, and now to the eternal decree. The law is now sealed. Your consciousness is anchored in divine prosperity, and the world around you must rise to match it. From this day forward, you no longer hope for abundance, you radiate it. You no longer seek opportunity, opportunity seeks you. You no longer ask, when will it happen? You say, it is already so. The rhythm of divine wealth beats within you, now steady, unending, triumphant. Each day becomes an act of remembrance, each moment a new expression of divine order. Walk in your world as the light of wealth, the voice of peace, the presence of generosity. Let your life be your teaching, your calm, your elegance, your joy, your giving spirit. For the world learns divine truth not through words, but through living examples, and you, beloved soul, are now the living example. raise your head, soften your gaze, and speak this decree once more, sealing it forever. I am the millionaire identity. I am the divine decree made flesh. I am that I am complete, whole, fulfilled, and forever abundant. Let these words echo through eternity, vibrating through every realm of creation. For once a word of truth is spoken, it cannot return void. It must accomplish what it was sent forth to do. And so it is, and so it ever shall be. The light fades gently now, leaving a golden afterglow in your heart. A quiet joy, a deep knowing. You are free. You are fulfilled. You are home in divine wealth. Final call to action. If you feel this truth anchored in your spirit, if you know your decree is sealed, speak it, write it, and share it. It is done. And if this journey has awakened your remembrance, subscribe for more decrees of abundance, for the practice of divine wealth is eternal.